Hello and welcome back to Chaos, the K-pop podcast. The was because maybe we'll discuss non-K-pop things.
That's true.
If it wasn't clear.
Well, I guess we should say that officially before you even do the intro. There was more than 1 month last year where we said all the K-pop is mid or bad, or there's only 3 songs to talk about. And for one of those episodes, we just didn't do K-pop at all. We just said, well, here's all of the music from around the world, K-pop or no, that has interested us throughout the year. And y'all responded well to it, and it was very fun. And we do listen to a lot of other music. So just so y'all know, this year going forward, if we feel like it, we will mention things that are not K-pop, although that will not be the focus of the pod.
Right. It's more of a supplemental thing to fill in some of the gaps that K-pop has left.
Mm-hmm. The fuck you, it's January, and the like weird interseasonal, like when it's still technically, when for us we're deep into the summer, but Korea has decided it is not summer yet. Those 2 gaps that we have.
Yeah, because it's not consistent, but there's very noticeable parts of the year where there's just not music coming out.
Yeah, like right at July or like the last half of June, there's usually a noticeable lack of K-pop music. And then all the summer songs come out in August.
Yes, August, September is summer for Korea. So, we'll see. It'll be pretty clear, I think. I mean, I'm sure we'll just say at the start that it's a mixed episode. But
Mixed.
Lotus?
What?
Not today.
You're bringing DEI into the podcast. Ooh, it's not good. It's not good that people do that. However, the idea of calling anything DEI and saying that it's bad is really funny.
Unfortunately, sometimes you gotta laugh. Sometimes shit's funny.
Sometimes you gotta laugh or else you'll cry, and I can't believe they're adding woke to my K-pop podcast.
What have they done to us? But welcome back to a fresh year of chaos. This is the first episode of the year, which means we will be covering 3 months in it. December, January, and February. We're going to do a nice little wrap up all in one go, and then, go on monthly from there. We could just get straight into it, unless you want to chit chat. I don't know what's on your spirit.
What's on my spirit? I just start venting about as if we don't talk literally every day. I mean, we did the intro. We can go right to the songs.
All right, let's start in January. A group that you guys may know, Twice, came out with probably a mini album, and on it was the lead single Strategy featuring Megan Thee Stallion. I've got very clear feelings on this, actually. I was going to say I'm a little confused, but I actually have very clear feelings on this song and the album as a whole.
You were charging up as if it was a more complicated conversation, and then it went straight to, my feelings are clear.
Yeah, because I thought it was going to be, but when I really think about it, no. It's just starting with Strategy. I really disliked it first listen, and then I listened to it again and I realized I don't dislike the song. They should have never had Meg on it.
I think there's a lot of problems with the song. I had the same, at least storyline with it, where I listened to it once and I said, ooh, and then I listened to it more. I don't dislike it as much, but I think that there's problems. For me, the one that comes to mind first is not Meg, but that this song is out of the singing register of almost every single member of Twice.
Well, may I say something?
That happens often?
Yes, I have never once in my life gone to a Twice song for vocal ability, and I've never expected it either.
For sure, but I think this one is this. It's not that, oh, the song's not built for vocal ability, it's just a fun pop song. This one is actively, I think, like you can hear voices straining throughout this song, which I find a little more difficult than usual.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you this time around. I
That
don't
chorus
think.
is a little tough.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I don't know if I would say their voices are straining per se. I just don't think the direction was good for how they should sound.
No, yeah, I would agree with that too. It's weird because, I mean, we'll also talk about this later, but Megan doesn't necessarily fit in this song, but she still tramples everyone else who's on it because she's Megan the Stallion. This is
Yes.
Megan at approximately 20% of her power, maybe
That's
25% because she likes Twice. And she is
yes.
still curb stomping them for her entire verse in
And
that
like
fuck ass wig.
that's also such a problem for me. She really, really makes it clear that she is a rapper and a performer when Twice members aren't quite. But at the same time, her verse is not good compared to what she does. So
Right.
it
It's a
just
feature verse.
it's a feature verse, but with someone who's really
And she's not allowed to
talented.
swear.
Noticeably, she's not allowed to swear.
Noticeably not allowed to swear, not allowed to talk about that gushy gushy, which is a little bit tough.
It's
Not that she
just
can't, but it's like that's putting a lot of limits on a woman whose talent is in a particular field.
yes. So I really dislike her verse in this song. However, this album came out in December, so it is like right at the start of what we're, you know, quote unquote allowed to talk about in 2025. I didn't listen to this until the start of February, I believe, because I dislike strategy. I think the
Mm-hmm.
version that is at the end of the song without Meg is pretty good. In the sense that this is one of Twice's kind of empty headed bird music girly pop albums, and then you just cap it off with Strategy, which is the epitome of that. Not very good, but it's at the bottom of the album, so it doesn't matter too much. That version of Strategy I enjoy, where it's just the first B side through the end. I think it's a pretty good album.
Yeah, with strategy for me, even though I agree Meg doesn't fit, I do kind of need her on it because I am falling asleep by that point in the song.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
I
it's I think for Twice it's a very weak release, regardless.
I think it is a weak release. That's why at the bottom of the album, I think it works. Because sure, the chorus is catchy, but it's not because it's good. It's because it's simple English that
Yeah.
rhymes.
Can we talk about the styling?
What do you want? What part of it you want to discuss?
We could start with the hair. Let's start at the
Sure.
top. Let's start with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Get Jihyo out of those damn pigtail tracks.
What the hell are y'all up to? Get
What
her
are
out of
you up to?
those fuck ass pigtails.
I think there's a lot of hair problems. I don't know. I don't keep up with like netizens. You know, I'm not looking at what the netizens are doing all the time. So I'm not sure if this is a controversial opinion, but Momo's involved, so I feel like it naturally will be. I really don't like her platinum blonde.
No,
Especially for the like for some of it looks okay. For the dance number when they're all wearing the pink jumpsuits or sweatsuits, I guess I should say. Oh, it looks really rough. She just I don't like the blonde on her. Get her back in
no.
black hair.
I think it's a really rough color, and I think it's always been because there was at some point in early Twice where Momo was blonde a lot. Didn't suit her then, doesn't suit her now.
Yeah, I don't know. Recently, we had been praising JYP for better styling and especially better makeup artists, but it's not hitting in this video. Like the makeup's a little strange, and I think because part of it is this is an all English single, right? And so I think it's going for a little bit more of like, you know, when some groups they do like an MV and they're like, I'm in an international school and I look international. I don't look Korean. That's what a lot of the styling is giving, especially Chaeyoung. Why does Chaeyoung have waves? I don't know. Why does she
I
have waves? Why does Jihyo also have curly hair and then also pigtails? And like Tsuyu, very small face on that beautiful woman. her makeup makes her look like she's wearing so much makeup. Too much
Yes.
makeup. It looks like
Yes.
she's wearing 2 faces worth of makeup because her eye makeup is so heavy compared to what she normally has.
Yes. And like that was a really big problem Twice used to have, where just the eye makeup was so heavy and unnatural. I thought we had moved past it. I thought we were done with it.
I
The
don't know.
styling issue, oh well, we haven't gotten there. We're still
To
above
the
the
clothes.
shoulders. Yeah.
I mean, that's most of what I had to say about that. We can move on to the clothes.
Why does Twice rarely look good?
They're so beautiful. Why do they rarely look good?
Why do they rarely look good? Why are they so accessorized all the time?
Yeah, I don't remember where I've seen these outfits that appear throughout the music video, which are like coquette core Adidas like outfits. I've seen them many times. I don't remember who does them, but I think that they look very messy and strange a lot of time. There's parts where I like them. Like there's portions where Jihyo's wearing something that's not that weird ass leotard where I think she looks pretty good. I think Jonghyun's outfit looks fine because she's wearing normal clothes compared to everybody else that like vaguely fit the concept. Yeah, I don't know, like Mina looks crazy. Her outfit,
Yes.
her face and her hair actually look totally fine, but her outfit is like I just don't know. Jihyo, when she has the bodysuit with multiple cutouts and also a skirt and also giant pigtails, despite there not being a lot of hair, just a complete and total mess of a look. And then also, poor Tsuyu, on top of having all that makeup, she's like a Kim Kardashian off-brand, like wearing a big t-shirt and these
Yeah.
very bizarrely cuffed, like they're not leg warmers, they're boots, but they
Yeah.
go all the way up to the thigh and are cuffed as if they're leg warmers. Really strange. Momo has no clothing, which can't be comfortable and is not particularly flattering.
Uh-huh. That really kind of sums it up.
Yeah, I will say I think the best thing about this music video is the weird part in the choreo where they do a Tekken back four for no
Oh my
reason.
god.
The kick is so
The
weird.
kick is so weird. And then just widespread legs, bent knees. Oh, it's so. Before this song came out, I don't remember. I tend to watch like TikTok and Instagram reels on silent. So I don't know if they had the music behind it. I'm sure they did. But before the song came out, they were doing just choreography promo for it. And it was only the part of the choreography where they were doing the kick and the weird little getcha real good I betcha part. And I said, oh no. Oh no, Twice is done. The song hasn't even come out and they're done.
If they could survive Scientist,
I mean, that's
they'll
true.
never be done.
Twice will never be done
I
because
hate that song.
I don't know. I thought I hated it, but now I watched the video and I don't know how I feel.
Oh, jeez.
It's the curse of being a stan. There's just I have no opinions anymore. I have no point of reference. I have no taste. I don't know.
It's just once all the way down.
It's just once all the way down. Cause there's nothing to like in strategy, but yet I'm like, I mean, it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, you know how I am too. If I'm offended by the visuals, which I slightly was, and also was for Scientists, because I know that this is a matter of taste, but it's also a hill I will die on. Gray and pink is an ugly color combo, all over Scientist, and also a Tiffany blue, which I'm never a fan of. So
Yeah, I think you're
no
you're
amount
right
of
to say
stanship
it.
will save me.
I think you're right to say it. So, Twice strategy.
Meh.
Meh and strange, but as always, I have found songs that I like off of the album. I think With Youth was the same. I think whatever the album before that
forgot it was
was
called
the
With
same.
Youth.
With Youth.
With Youth.
Oh, Ready to Be. You know, I'll be over
It was
here
a no from
finding
me,
a
dog.
song that I enjoy.
You will consistently. You will listen to a full album or EP and find something that you like.
I will find something there. But moving on to music that's good without 10 different warnings.
Good without cope.
Good without the cope, as the kids say. And Team had their official winter comeback with always want to say it's Yuki Kari, but it's not. Yuki Akari.
Oh yeah, Yuki Akari.
I mean, what can you say about Team that hasn't been said before?
I mean, what we can say is that Yuki Akari and what is technically the winter single, Illumination, are both much more baby than a lot of the music that Team has put out as like singles before.
Yeah.
For me, it's slightly not to my liking. Not that it sounds bad, but for me, I'm like, it's a little too baby. It's a little.
Yeah, I don't particularly like Illumination. I don't dislike it. But I don't think about it.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that it was a promoted single.
Yes. And then Yuki Akari it's good, but like I know that I often come with a very specific reference. But do you remember that movie with Frankie Muniz where the man stole his school paper and then turns it into a movie? Big Fat Liar.
Right, the one where they like turn him blue is revenge. That's the only part I remember.
That movie. So basically, kid hijinks. Yuki Akari fits into there perfectly, which is interesting for their snowy winter release.
Yeah, it's a little odd. It's mostly the MV pulling the weight in that sense. But you could also have said that about Samidare, which we talked about last episode. Although it is technically themed. I think
it's a little more. I think it's a little more themed. So yeah, it's fine. It's a full album that just gives you every song that they've put out that's good.
Thank fucking God.
Thank you guys for the singles throughout the year, sure. But truly, thank you for one full album that has every song on it.
Yes, including a couple of the like OST commission whatever songs that are both quite good somehow.
Yes.
And then plus a few extra singles.
Yes. Have we spoken on Deer Hunter?
I don't believe so.
Okay,
Deer Hunter's a good song. That one's totally original. The non-original songs are the ones that are like at the end of the album.
Yeah.
They're for not Jujutsu Kaisen. What is that? One's for Golden Kamuy, I think.
Solo Leveling? No, that's probably.
That was someone else. I think one of them is for Golden Kamuy, and then another one is for some Japanese television program that I'm not familiar with, like a real people like TV show.
Yes, none of them are for that weird anime that they do with Hypen, right? We don't have any of those.
I think they have one, but I don't think it's on this album.
Okay. Just covering all the bases. So yeah, Deer Hunter I think is the other single that released with this album, not previously. I don't know. I'm never too good with Team's release schedule because I just kind of listen as I go.
But it's because it's really confusing and it's a lot of singles that never get put together into, single albums or mini EP. You really just have to know.
Yeah. So I believe Deer Hunter is another one of the singles from this album. So I'll discuss it as such because I don't think we've talked about it regardless. I know I didn't like this song upon first listen.
That's right, you didn't.
No. I listened because I hadn't watched the music video for it either. Just because I don't think it was out. It came out a month before the music video. So I listened to it on the album and I said, okay, like I see what it's giving, but it's not enough. I'm bored, whatever. The music video came out. And I won't say that the music video changed my mind completely, but I did go from I don't care about this song to I could listen to this every day.
It's a weird little song. In the music video, very sexy, very slinky, and most importantly, perhaps for you, very wolfy.
Very wolfy.
Really getting into the pack dynamic turning drama. Twilight filter, very blue.
I got the lyrics, and the lyrics definitely add to it. Understanding what it's about, seeing the vision. I'm
Yeah,
down with it now.
I liked it when it came out, and I went, "Oh, what a nice little song!" Kind of, especially with like Maki opening, really sets the tone with his deeply enunciated English, and you're like, "Okay,
He will
okay."
always.
I know, I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on the pod though, but one time I saw an Instagram comment that was like, Maki speaks English like a Disney Channel original star. Now I can't unhear it. Like he sounds. Who's the surf guy? The blonde guy? Russell? Something Russell?
Ross Lynch?
Yes. He speaks English like he speaks English, which is, despite being fluent, like are reading it out of a book. It is so funny, so enunciated, so clear, so bizarrely emotional, because that's a theater kid for you.
Yep.
Yeah, with Maki opening, I think even for just the sound, you get the vibe a lot. But the MV helps a lot, especially kind of the star of the MV for me is Joe in his weird, like,
Oh, yes.
he has like an anime bird haircut going on. I don't know what else to call it. And he looks super slinky in just like this very bodycon, like black jersey shirt. And he has some little like silver claw thingies. It's a good look, especially with the really slow rhythmic first chorus. I hate that the choreo for the chorus goes away in the second chorus.
Yeah.
I get it. K is very important. He can just do the same dance at the center. We don't need a new dance with the whole controlling the members like trope. Get that shit out of here.
No.
I don't need it.
I don't need it. I get it. I get why K gets so much solo shit in Anteam's videos, but I like Anteam as a whole, and I just want to see them as a whole.
Yeah, and like I'd be fine with the like controlling the members kind of choreo moment, but not in place of the other choreo, because it is really good. And also I think what they end up doing is like kind of boring.
I agree. But the video is very good. It changed my mind on the song. And I'm just waiting to buy this album. I know, Lotus, you want this album as well. And
I do. I kept forgetting to buy it.
Normally I'd say we don't need two of the same albums in one house, as if we have one collective shelf. But that is just a thought running through my head. We can't have two of the same albums in one house. We will have two of these albums in one house.
You can have the photo cards and I'll have the CD.
Yeah. We'll just split it in half.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're going to move on to
buy that album.
Buy the album, listen to Anteam if you haven't already. I don't know why you wouldn't. Also, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that when they perform in Korea, they still do their Japanese Japanese versions of their songs.
I think it depends. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. Like, just because a lot of their actual, like their official 4K, we were at this festival, whatever, are only the ones in Japan. So sometimes I do forget to pay attention that closely.
I was seeing a concert that they did that was in Japan and Korea, and I think it was the same all throughout. Japanese songs, I mean, which...
Yeah. The thing is, they have Korean versions of most of their songs, so I don't know if that's changing. Like, I have no idea why. Well, I know
the Korean versions absolutely are so that they can perform on the Korean music shows. Because I don't think... Because even Wavy will perform the Korean or before the English versions of their songs, specifically for the music shows. I don't know. I don't ever want to get into the politics of Korean broadcasting.
And just listen to the fucking Japanese versions.
Yes.
You really don't need to listen to the Korean versions.
No, that's not what the song was made in. That's not the language it was originally made for.
It's always going to sound awkward.
Lotus wanted to talk about a song and a debut from January. Boys Planet.
You were about to say rejects. I heard that R. No, I heard the R start getting pronounced. Okay, then what was it?
I forget.
Suddenly, I don't know. Suddenly, I
You
have no
cut me off,
idea.
and so I forgot.
I cut you off as if there were not 2.5 1/1000 seconds of silence as you were trying not to call them Boys Planet rejects.
Because it's not right. But Boys Planet Rejects
You know.
have formed a group called XLOV, X letter LOV, and they debuted with the single "I'm a Bee." I I'm gonna let you start this conversation, Lotus,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll come in when I feel is appropriate.
Yeah, the song is fucking terrible.
Okay,
I
cool,
just
cool,
wanted to
cool.
talk about it because it's gay people music, which I do think is an important niche that I fell on this podcast. The thing is, these four guys are obviously talented to me in a way that's kind of obnoxious. Like, this is their first song. This song sounds horrible. The lighting of this MV is really bad, and in a way that makes their makeup look worse than it probably looks in real life. But they are still obviously talented, which I find frustrating. And so I'm like, if they can get a new, there's also the English lyrics of this song are so bad. I would like to see them
Yes.
put out a good song. If they can just like poach one of Evnie's producers, presumably the ones that didn't do Hot Mess because that song's not very good, then we'd be talking, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I dislike the song. I dislike the way they sound. I dislike the way they look. I dislike the way they perform it.
I like the way they
Literally.
look, mostly.
I I don't like it. And
I like the clothes.
I think one member, okay, the clothes are all right. Yeah. I think one member is definitely talented. I just I don't know what it is about this song that is so off-putting to me. And I know that despite lesbian being on my driver's license, I generally don't like gay people music.
You don't. You're a particular type of lesbian.
I really am. And so I
I,
don't think it's
it's like, you know, when people like, oh, you know, you can tell there's a difference between like boy who was raised by girls and girl who was raised by boys or whatever people say. I'm a gay type lesbian, whereas you're a lesbian type lesbian. That's the most accurate way to put it, probably.
I think that's exactly it. So it's just I like how slinky they are in the choreography. I like when the
Yes.
song gets really slinky as well. But there's something about it that
I mean,
is
I think a lot of it, I can't remember if this is ever something that we've touched before, probably gently, but I really dislike when the gay people part of the gay people music is this inorganic. Like, I don't know
yeah.
these four dudes. That really has no bearing on it, but it feels more like somebody saw all the memes about that one Zero Base One guy being super gay, and then they were like, well, we have these four gay looking boys, we could do that and like monetize it. It feels like that. Like, there's a line where they say, you know, 5, 6, 7 ate the town and burned it. Like, if you use the word ate to be like, she ate in part of your song that is mostly also not in English, Stray Kids, it is embarrassing. It is weird. Can you just dance good and make the gay club music and not try to do all this?
Yeah. That's a good point. I will say one member of X Love, the only thing I remember of him from Boys Planet is that he recognized the member of Zero Base One specifically because of his BL, and I just think that's really funny. It was a moment of why is he so familiar, and then the horrible Mnet editing cuts to just clip upon clip of Jiyoung and his BLs.
There you
I think
go.
I think it's funny, but it's just it overall is a little like you said.
The choreo's good. They display talent. They sound whatever. I don't think any of them are singers, but again, I don't give a shit as long as you dance good. And so
Yeah.
yeah, I just every especially the raps, throw them the fuck out completely and totally.
Yes.
Replace them with dubstep noises and just dance to that part, and then the rest is, you know, do 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, when I do hear about the netizens, it usually pisses me off. Netizens, it's not a genderless concept if you're just a thin, pale man.
Well, it is genderless because,
There was a skirt over pants.
yeah, also, there was not a single she in the song. There was no girl in the lyrics. And so that means it's genderless. Just so you know. When there is no she and there is no girl, there is no baby girl. It's genderless. You can't listen to a netizen. Not in this day and age.
No. I want to say that's something that the group or, their marketing or whatever actually said, though. Shut up. Make good music.
I mean, because it's very possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just gay cells. That's just where we are in the world right now.
Well, then why isn't only one of famous? Why did they put out what really seems to be a disbandment song?
Oof.
We don't need to talk about it because it's boring, but I saw that song come on and I said, oh.
I said, oh, so y'all are... My favorite comment from that song was someone, clearly a deep stan, who said, the song is called Stay, but why does it sound like they're going to leave?
Yes, it's so good. I love it.
Well, it's because they are. Well, let me not assume. I was sure that,
CIX?
Thank you. CX
I can't believe I got that. Well, but they haven't put out their disbandment song yet. Because Beijing Young, he left a while ago, but not an extraordinary amount of time.
No.
Not to the point where it's like, oh, they were already going to put out the song, obviously.
I mean, oh yeah, why did I think that they put out a 4-member version of something? I don't think they did. I don't know where I'm pulling that from. But yeah,
it was probably a performance. I think they did a movie star performance with just the 4.
Yeah, but I thought they were done, and they put out an entire EP. So let me not assume.
Especially not for a boy group, girl.
Especially not for a boy group. We'll get into it next episode. But the fact that the boys left their agency and were picked up and put out an album immediately.
That was crazy.
I felt scorned.
What do you mean scorned?
I felt scorned as if I had been in a girl group, lost my company, and immediately fell into obscurity. I said, no, how dare they?
On behalf of girl groups everywhere, disbanded girl groups everywhere, I felt scandalized.
Yeah. But that's for next month. Continuing on with this month. ONF is back. They're out of the military, every last one of them. And they're making music
Speaking of people who won't fucking disband, yes!
Speaking of people who will never disband, because you know what WM under Rainbow? Or excuse me.
Rainbow Bridge
World, not even road. World.
Yeah, world.
You know what they won't do? They will not disband a group. They said, no, go ahead. You can keep going.
No, it's like we said, we've said this about Purple Kiss and maybe One Us in one way as well. They are exactly famous enough to never disband, but never be recognized in America. And that is the level of fame that anyone who wants fame and money should seek to achieve.
Yes.
Maybe you sign an autograph every once in a while. I remember so distinctly, because I've been a fan of ONF since their debut. I remember so distinctly around the time of their second or third EP, seeing someone post online very casually a photo of Hyojin at university giving a speech. I think he has a degree in astronomy or something.
Yes.
And they were just like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan of ONF, and Hyojin is giving a lecture or delivering this topic thing for his thesis. Love him.
Hey, you make money and you can still live a normal life. That is the goal.
Yes.
But they came back with My Identity, which is part 1 of an album, actually. I don't know.
Yeah, they be doing that sometimes.
Yeah. they hang
They
out.
put out a
So,
lot of music.
I'm fine with that. I'll allow it. The single
Because
off of
they
this,
do real B-sides, which I appreciate.
they do
Especially for a
actual,
boy group, they have actual songs as the B-sides. Isn't that something?
yes. Again, RBW, they say I make music.
Strangely, this random-ass company appears to enjoy making music.
So, hey, thank you. This album was, the single was The Stranger. Also, while I don't love the songs, I do like that they brought back the on and off team songs, which they haven't done in a few years. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think they've done it since like 2020 or something.
Mm.
An on and off song specifically. But, I like the concept. I don't like the songs, but I like the concept. Just because I like a concept.
Yeah, ONF will always bring you a concept. I like the song. I like the title. All right, it's actually the second song on it, Nighttale, that I like the most. The thing about ONF, I think we said this in the car the other day. Generally speaking, the pop music industry has a lot to owe to the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Virtually anyone who enjoys pop music or is a performer enjoys Michael Jackson and his music in one way or another. However, there's levels. And there's maybe only one boy group that likes Michael Jackson more than ONF does, and that's ONEUS. As far as individuals go, Dino's probably undisputed, but groups, it's ONF and ONEUS. And this
Yes.
song is
Oh
extremely...
my God.
We love Michael Jackson, but we want to make kind of a little baby music song, which makes sense for ONF. They're kind of like Astro in the sense that they have that good balance of like boyfriend baby music, but they'll dip into like a little bit of darkness just for the chorus so it doesn't get boring, and then they bring it back.
Yep. Yeah. I like The Stranger. I don't like Wyden at all. He really throws me out of the song, which is weird because he's not doing anything he hasn't done before. He is not doing anything different. He's not doing anything worse. He is exactly who he is on every song. But there is something about his repetitive, we don't lie, I can't prove that
I mean, usually I feel like YS ad-libs don't repeat so much, which I think is the
No.
problem. Normally he'll have like one or two new ad-libs that are just, going along with the chorus. He'll have his rap and then, he'll have his little like sign off or him saying Wyatt.
Yes.
But no, it's not great in this.
It's not
It is
great.
funny when he's scatting at the end though.
Again. Where do y'all come from?
This was also ONF's first win ever. You know that, right?
Yes. Which is crazy, but makes a lot of sense.
Close enough. Welcome back, Dreamcatcher.
It's crazy, but it makes a lot of sense. They've been making music for, I was about to say 14 years for whatever fucking reason. They've been making music for like 7 or 8 years.
And the thing is, they put out a lot of good music. I think they've just gotten unlucky and they've always been, they're WM under RBW. They're not super well known. They will always be somewhat, niche or whatever. And I think they got unlucky. Maybe not as unlucky as Purple Kiss with Sweet Juice, but up there.
Yeah.
Fucking Busok soon fighting. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
It's not right.
Mad.
It's not
I'm
right.
so mad.
We're not talking about
or was that Bon
Busatsu.
Voyage? I forget.
I don't remember.
I think it was Sweet Juice, but yeah.
Yeah. But this album is fun to listen to. I like The Stranger. Other than that, I really, really love Good Place, which is towards the end of the album. It starts, I think, not even almost exactly. I think it starts the exact same as the Nobody's Supposed to Be Here remix from Deborah Cox. I think it starts the exact
the one that I
same.
play in the car basically every day.
And then goes straight into insane flutes. It's very good. This is why I like ONF. They make music and they put music in their music.
I don't think that it's I don't think it's Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, but it is a generic with a little bit of sauce, like house beat for sure.
I think that's a generic with a little bit of sauce beat on Nobody's Supposed to Be Here.
Oh.
Yes.
Nobody's supposed to hear it. Doon, 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 doon. It's like low drums. This one is more of a high, like regular, little snappy kind of 808 thing.
Okay.
You know, I'm the gay music correspondent on this podcast, so I think.
Okay. I'm not saying nothing. I said okay. You hear my tone? I said okay.
Yeah, your tone sounds so realistic and not condescending at all.
But yeah, I don't have much to say about The Stranger. Not more. Oh, I will say, I think I have been very vocal about how much I dislike shorts on men on this podcast.
You have.
I don't think it's appropriate, to say the least. I like when they're wearing their shorts and their little suit outfits. I think it's real cute on ONF.
Yeah, the thing is, the difference is that ONF is very dedicated to a short. If you take every single MV that ONF has ever had, I swear to God,
Yes.
Ishan has shorts on in at least 3/4 of them.
Yes.
And that's a very high number.
Yes,
They do
it
put out a
is.
lot of summer songs, but I swear Ishan has shorts on in almost every single song of ONFs that there has ever been. It is so funny, especially because now some of the members more than others, but I think especially Ishan, have their post-military bodies and faces. Like, Ishan looks 5 years older because he has gotten huge, and he still looks very good at the shorts because they're dedicated to a short.
They're
The
dedicated
shorts
to a
can
short.
sense fear. The shorts can tell when you're just doing this because you want to look like a baby for the MV.
Yes. Versus when you're wearing them with confidence because you know you belong in shorts.
Yes, exactly. Oh, also, I guess one note, just for fun, Ishan of ONF is one of the guys who you might have seen in a viral YouTube video of a bunch of Korean military members dancing to Hype Boy by New Jeans. That was Ishan. And I think someone else from ONF was also, I want to say it's JS, who now goes by his government name, which is Sanjan, I think?
I think so.
I think it's Sanjan.
Him
I
and
think
MK.
it was him,
Yep. I mean, probably. If it's going to be anybody in ONF,
you know.
it would be him.
Oh yeah, MK did change his name as well. However, thankfully his name, the initials are MK, so it's easy to pick out of a lineup. JS, they made that shit up.
They made that shit up bad. But I like that Ishan is still going by Ishan. Emotional
means.
sensation. That's what it means. Emotional sensation.
He's so funny. Oh yeah,
So-
MK is Minkyun.
Yeah, it all makes sense. So, hey, good comeback from ONF. They put out music, I'd say, almost consistently throughout their military service, regardless. They were still pretty present if you're an ONF fan.
Woo!
Woo, 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 woo.
They planned, like we said with the One Way. Apparently,
Yeah.
RPW might plan for their members to go away to the military extensively.
Again, a
Imagine
company
that.
with little to no success outside of a Mamamoo, which even then I think is debatable at this point in time.
Yeah, they had a few sensational hits, but I wouldn't call them
But-
like a huge group.
No. And yet, RBW does everything correct.
Isn't
They
that
do
crazy?
exactly as you should do as a company that manages human beings.
It's almost as if.
It's almost as if.
So I like to cross my fingers and hope that all the groups I like from them are not going to disband anytime soon. I feel okay about it. Knock on wood.
I think at this point it's pretty safe.
You know, always got to be a little bit nervous, especially with the girls. But
With the girls, yes.
Mamamoo, they're never going to fully disband. They will continue to have soloists. Purple
Yeah.
Kiss, I do get slightly more nervous. Just because they're a
think-
girl group that's not as famous. You know.
I think, that's fair. But they manage their comebacks at a very good pace. They're not going to run out of money or ideas.
They seem to be doing fine. And if nothing else, I will find Swan on the OST for a drama in 3 years.
Yep. All right. Let's move on to a comeback that I don't know. I was excited about. I was curious about. Zerobaseone had their 10th comeback in a year with the pre-release
Gotta
Doctor
squeeze the juice out before they disband officially.
They've got 24 months to get it all out, unless they pull a Kepler, which they're a boy group. It's possible, but I don't
I think
know.
being a boy group makes it less possible.
That's true. Every company they belong to is really going to want to profit
Not
off
only
of that
that,
zero
but
base one success.
right, not only that, but I think individual members are famous enough because they're part of a boy group that they're like, well, I'll just be a soloist like King Daniel. Whereas with a girl group, it's like,
Well,
girls, we need to band together or it's over.
I have to believe that the members of Zero Base One know they're not talented.
For sure, but I did say like King Daniel, so.
Well, people would argue that he's talented.
For sure, but he makes awful music, so
He
clearly
makes awful
I don't
music,
think you have
yes.
to have a lot of a consideration. You have to be famous, though. You just gotta sell albums.
That's true. We're
Gotta
not all
sell
going to
albums,
be a
sell fan
Woods.
calls. No.
But Zero Base One came back with the pre-release Doctor Doctor and then the single Blue. Um, you know what's so confusing? Is that Zero Base One will give you the impression of a good song. Every time they
Yeah.
will give you the impression of a good song
No matter what the song turns out in the end, they will give you the impression that it's going to be good.
because Doctor Doctor, I like so much of it. But then there comes a rap towards the end. I'll even accept the first rap verse. I'll
Ooh,
accept
that's
it.
when I turned it off the first time.
So did I, and I said, let me go back. Let me go back.
Okay.
I can get through it. You keep going, and there's another rap
Mr.
verse
President.
towards the end. Oh my god.
There's
Oh
been a
my
second ZB1 rap.
It's bad. It's so bad, but the song I think otherwise is so it's fun, it's interesting. I think Zero Base One makes music that a lot of boy groups in fifth gen aren't doing. It's just not good.
It's just
How
not good.
it's just not good. However, however, Blue, I don't think I like the chorus of the song so much that I can't remember what I dislike about it.
Is it a high note?
There's a high
Because
note
Zero
in
Base
there?
One. Yeah, there's a high note.
Oh no, I think their high notes are fine because they always give it to the same person and he can sing. He's got a
I was
very
just trying to
church
guess
boy.
what it could possibly be.
Let's see.
Is it there's a part of the music video where one member is eating cotton candy and it is actually all over his face.
Yeah. Oh my God, Lotus. I've erased that from my memory because I did see it and I said, "What the fuck is he doing?"
The thing
I
is, it's in
hate
such a
it.
weird place. It vaguely looks like it is makeup. It's like, oh, just eat the fake food, and it'll look like there's cotton candy on your face. Like so fucking
Yes.
disgusting.
It's so nasty.
It's so nasty.
It is one of my least favorite things. The food on the face because you're
You're an
you're
adult.
grown enough
You don't even
for
have to
that
be an
to
adult.
never no. You're grown enough. But I like the song. I love that the song essentially starts with not even essentially. The song starts with the chorus and then you hear the chorus approximately 5 times throughout.
It's a lot.
You hear
For
it
a song
constantly.
that's not obnoxiously long, it's like just over 3 minutes, I want to say.
Yes. I love it. This is the song that you have to thank the boys for. A DDD, a Bloom. It's
Yes,
not that.
100%.
You have to thank
And the
them.
boys, you're at a new company. Anytime.
Can we get it together, please? No, the boys are
Anytime.
they're too dedicated to being sexy now.
Well, to be fair, we did have Sweet, which was not a really long time ago, and it was getting there.
I was getting there, but
We had like Lip Gloss, which is terrible, but it is a cutesy boyfriend song.
It
So I don't
is,
think
but-
it's outside the realm of possibility.
we're not going all the way back like we need to be with the boys.
I'd like to believe. I can also say I found the time stamp If you go right to a 236 in the Zero Base One Blue music video, you will see a member with shit all over his face. I actually realized, unfortunately, upon pausing, it is not cotton candy, and that's why it looks like shit. It is an entire cake.
It's cake. He's eating
I
cake
thought it
with
was.
his
I thought
hands.
it was pink cotton candy.
Eating cake with his hands, and it's placed on the tip of his nose and the bottom of his lip.
And the chin.
And the chin. Oh, disgusting.
It's so fucking gross.
So foul.
I thought cotton candy was bad, but I
think it's worse.
Hard to say. If it was cotton candy, a lot of slobber would be involved, which makes it tougher.
True, but I think the fact that he's eating it with his hands, for me, kind of pushes it to the absolute worst part it could be.
It's so ugly.
It's just so gross. I cannot be the type of person who goes, "Oh my god, so goofy, so cute." I cannot.
Let me just lick my thumb and rub it off.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
But that's Zero Base One for you, a disgusting group.
That is the first adjective that comes to mind for Zero Base One. Disgusting.
A disgusting group with nothing but vague song impressions and a whole lot of fan service. Can we? No, I was gonna say, can we talk about that? I don't want to talk about Zero Base One's fan service. Not at all.
just talk about the only fan service of theirs that worked, which was that one member. I want to say Matthew doing the moo thing. I did not know that was him for the longest time.
Oh yes.
I've been a server with a bunch of folks that I play games with, a bunch of friends, and we've had on the Discord soundboard moo for the longest time. And it's just called Gay Ass Cow. And I had only heard it through as like a sound. And at some point I was scrolling on an Instagram and I got a reel that was him. And I was like, what?
There it is.
The fuck? My worlds collided. It was so strange. So yeah, do more fan service like that. Be like 5e and just do memes.
Just do
that you
memes.
Actually think are funny.
Please. But that's all I gotta say on Zero Base One. I love Blue so much. Listening to it, I actually don't think there's a part of it that I dislike. I just assumed.
It might have actually been the cake. Like, for real.
I mean, I know for a fact because I was watching the video with Azalea and she didn't see it, and so I paused and went back to show her. That's when you know I hate something.
If you never pause to do something you like.
No. So, interesting. But let's round out this episode with the last album that came out on the last day of the year. Lisa finally dropped Born Again after many singles, many videos, much.
For a year.
Again,
Rockstar came out almost a year ago.
I listen to metal and I listen to rock music, so I'm used to that. But sure. Can I say, if I'm allowed, in the case of this album, wait, is it Born Again? Where did I get that from?
What happened?
I called the album Born Again. I have Born Again on my notes for whatever reason. Ego. It's Alter Ego. I don't know.
It's almost as if calling it Born Again and having the first song be Born Again.
That's right. It's the song. Okay.
Yes, it is the first song.
That's right.
We talked about it before we started the pod because it's confusing, but it's like Born Again is technically a bonus track that's only on the digital version, so it's kind of like the deluxe lead single. It's extremely stupid. Technically, the lead single is Rockstar, which came out once more almost a year ago. Fuck this stupid shit.
Yeah, so exactly that. And as I was saying, I'm used to albums kind of having their singles come out 1 to 2 years before the album. And I will say confidently that I do not believe Alter Ego by Lisa should have ever done that.
No.
I do not think it was worth that kind of build-up. And spoiler alerts, I don't think the full album can really hold up to the build-up. that it created with.
I think it's okay if it's like one song and it's like, okay guys, this is, one of my first official singles, because she also had money and stuff, right?
Sure.
One of my first official singles with my new company, be excited for music. And then there's a full year with nothing coming out, and then the album cycle starts and it's like, oh, by the way, that song that you guys like from before, I'm gonna just put that on the album too. It's not like the title, but I'm gonna put it there too. No, the title.
No. That's not what this was. It was simply a new song coming out roughly every... no, because it wasn't even like every month, every 2 months. It was sporadically placed.
Sporadically, but speeding up towards the actual release of the album, for sure.
Yes. And yeah, I did listen to this full album. I liked 2 of the pre-release songs, and after listening to the full album, or excuse me, I liked 3 pre-release songs. After listening to the full album, I enjoyed 2 songs.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. This album is extremely bad.
It's very bad, and for
it's not
numerous
boring.
reasons.
It's not mid, as the kids say, where mid means, it's short for middling, but it doesn't actually mean middling. It means kind of lame. This album is bad. B-A-D, bad.
Yeah.
There are multiple songs that I find genuinely unlistenable.
Yes.
And they're not even 3 minutes long.
No. The album, something about it overall just leaves a bad taste in the ears. It's a bad in the ears.
It's also it's 15 songs, technically 13. You didn't have to do all that. You don't have that much to say. As noted by the fact that the songs are very disparate. There's like 10 different fucking genres on this goddamn album, when Lisa can only do like 2 things.
Yes. And also, speaking of not a lot to say, the lyricism on this album I think is horrendous even.
It's on par with Rockstar, which we made fun of before. Lisa, they asked me, Lisa, can you teach me Japanese? I say hi hi. Is about the peak of it.
And it's,
or when other people are singing / rapping.
It's really, really bad. It's the worst kind of I'm talking my shit. I'm good at the sex. You wanna be me.
Oh, that fucking song Elastigirl, that shit is unfucking listenable. That song is atrocious.
It is so, and it's early in the album.
Yes, it's like the 3rd song. Because you listen to Born Again and Rockstar, which I don't really care for Rockstar. Again, the lyricism is corny as shit and very boring. But it has an energy to it. The instrumental is pretty catchy. Born Again, which is the 1st song, I genuinely like this song. However,
yes,
New Woman featuring Rosalia was in my top 10 of the previous year. And one thing we talked about in that episode, the most recent episode of the pod, one thing we also talked about when the song came out is that Rosalia does work to not show up Lisa, who cannot sing very well. Lisa's not a singer, straight up. It's not a skill that she has. On Born Again, Ray said, what if I was a horse and I just stomped on that little girl?
Hey, off the top of your head, what is Lisa's part in Born Again? Does anybody know?
Lisa sings the first chorus, and then like 3/4 of the way through, it switches to Ray. And then Ray sings some of the other choruses. And the thing is, for the record, Born Again is a kind of slappy bass, like kind of jazz. It's not jazz or disco, it's pop for sure, but it has the slap bass and some other jazz and disco accoutrements. And Ray is, to my knowledge, a woman of color from Great Britain. Do you think you are ever out singing a woman of that nationality, of that background on a fucking song like this? I also like Ray. I like her voice a lot. And she suits that song perfectly. This isn't really a Lisa song, but I think if she was on it alone, or maybe only with Doja, who is nothing on the song, it's whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
I think it would maybe be fine. But because Ray is there in a nice wavy bob, eating
looking
the girls
beautiful.
up, I mean, she's so beautiful. It's unbelievable. Because the thing is, every single time the chorus comes up, you're like, man, like the way that Ray gets into like the plosives, like there's a lot of B sounds in the chorus. She sounds really good and really cool, and she matches the vibe of the song. I wish she was singing every chorus. And then they also give her a rap at the end, but it's like a
It's
UK style, like talk singing rap, and it's really good.
hey,
It doesn't make any
Lisa,
sense.
what
However,
were
she
y'all
does the most
thinking?
important thing, which is she says a word really British. She says vitamin, which is the most
Yeah,
important thing that a UK rapper can do. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't. What was Lisa or Lisa's team thinking? I mean, I'm glad because I do like this song because Ray is so good for the entire thing. I do listen to it
yes,
regularly, but I'm
yes,
listening to it for Miss Ray.
yes.
Not even the other feature, Doja Cat, who's the most famous out of these three people.
I like Doja's verse in it, but I like the way she raps. I just dislike most of what she does, both
It's
career
fine.
wise
It's
and
for me. It's a
outside.
very boring Doja verse.
Yeah,
For me the Doja verse hinges entirely on Doja having a very unique voice, which is fine, but
absolutely.
it does nothing. Doja has had some extremely good verses in her career. Listen to Make
Yes.
That Cake, where she's on Lunch Money Lewis's song. That's a good fucking verse.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is just like I'm like, it didn't even need to be Doja, but that's okay, I guess.
Yeah. And
She's like
then
Lisa on that song doesn't do nothing for me. You go ahead.
no, it's Ray's song. And if we want to continue the theme of discussing features, this album shouldn't have had features. They
No.
they do the worst thing a feature can do outside of New Woman. They really worsen the song and enhance where Lisa's lacking.
Yes.
At the same
Which one are you
time,
particularly thinking of?
well, Rapunzel and When I'm With
Yes.
You, but
Rapunzel, here's the thing
especially,
also. Yes. It's a bad song. It's already, like, at a base level, it is a bad and annoying song. It
yeah,
sounds like what I have to imagine the song is, which it sounds like someone who only makes rap music and has heard a couple of Rihanna's really kind of weird mid-ass songs that she put out around Anti, not on Anti, but around it, and said, I can do that, but put a little bit of a Jack Antonoff flavor in there. Also, can we get Megan the Stallion in here to kick the shit out of me?
does anyone have Megan's number?
Hey, you
So you
guys know
didn't.
Twice. Could you get me Megan's number? I need her to come and MMA box me on my own song.
What are we up
Because
to?
compared to what we talked about with Twice, I think Megan's verse on the song is very good.
I think it's
Despite
very good.
I don't think she swears or even gets anything too saucy in there. But
No.
it's a good song. When Megan gets a beat that is slightly unique, it like activates a part of her, and she just goes crazy.
Oh my god.
It's
It's
really bad.
it's really
There's a
bad.
Future feature on here, and I'm gonna
Oh.
I don't like Future already. Like I don't
No.
really care for his music or his style. I can see why someone would. And there's a couple songs where he's been like a feature where I'm like, oh, like that's a vibe for sure. To have a quick bit with Future where he kind of like chills out the song, lets you recover, and is just a vibe. But when the other rapper who's actually doing the song has such a low energy level and low lyrical prowess, then it really doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, this is I also feel the same about Future. I don't like his solo music, I think at all. On occasion I can get with one of his features. We didn't get at the Lisa Studios. We didn't get the MP3 file of his verse and go, can we have him redo that? Can we have him match it a little? Can we change it? We just put it in the song? We just put it in the
Uh,
song?
uh,
It's really bad. It's really bad. Future's
yeah, the
flow
thing
does not
is,
sound
yeah,
good in
there's
this.
multiple songs that run together and they're all bad in the same way, so it's legitimately hard to remember which song is
Yes.
bad. There's Elastigirl, which to me was noticeably bad because it was like, I'm
Yeah.
Elastigirl, I stretch around and I suck the dick or like whatever. And it was uniquely bad in that way. But then right after it is a song called Thunder, which is also atrocious.
Yes.
You briefly get a break when there's a song with Tyla on it because she sounds pretty good and she also
Yeah.
takes up most of the song.
Yes, that one's pretty good.
But it's still like it's a pretty basic beat. I feel like the production's okay. But it mostly feels like they said, hey, can you just make, a pop song with like a little bit of an Afrobeat influence? Thanks.
Also, there's a very weird Taylor Swift-esque song at the end of this album where Lisa's just singing. I don't know why that's happening.
It shouldn't. If you're going to do your genius lyrical analysis for New Woman and you're not even going to try to sing in that room,
You
then
did
maybe
tell
it's
me
a
about
sign.
that.
Yes, if anyone wants to crawl out of their skin, you can go watch Genius Does This series. Gosh, what is it called? Is it just called Explain the Lyrics? It's usually like artist explains the lyrics to blah blah blah, or
Yeah,
lyrics explain. It's something like that. And Lisa did one for New Woman featuring Rosalia, and she doesn't even pretend to try to sing, which usually an artist will at least sing a smooth, if less adventurous a cappella version, where she just it hurt to watch. It was hard to watch.
I am not a Lisa stan.
No. However, I can say, I would say across the history of the podcast, I tend to like Lisa more than you do. I tend to enjoy the type of music she makes more than you do. And I can recognize the talent that she does have as a dancer and rapper in a way that I think you recognize it, you just don't care for it. Where I'm like, yeah, I can get behind this. But it's not on display here at all, ever.
No, I would say that I can continue to acknowledge the talent she has as a performer. This album makes me want to take back any hint of praise I've given to her rapping capabilities. I don't think any song besides the pre-releases that she put out showcase any sort of understanding of rap, of lyricism, of a beat.
Even then, like the lyricism is not good across all of this. I feel like it's really just Born Again where it sounds okay, and then New Woman has a good concept to it, but none of the lyrics are really like, they're not lyricking.
No,
and
but
then you have Rockstar, which is
at
stupid,
the very
but
least,
like she sounds cool on it. She performs Rockstar well.
Yes, at the very least, there's that. Just having the songs in the ear, I was so surprised because I think when Rockstar first came out, I don't know if it was both of us, but I know I for sure was like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be another Jungkook album where there's a bunch of features. The songs are fine, but they're mid songs clearly aimed to get a big Western artist with high recognition features. And no, it's not that. It's not that. A lot of this is her, but I didn't expect to dislike the album as much as I did.
Yeah, I didn't either because, again, liked New Woman a lot, thought Rockstar was pretty solid, liked Born Again a lot. So I just thought, in my head, I was like, okay, it's a Lisa album. So what I assume it's going to be is I assume there's going to be 10 songs. I assume 5 of them are going to be pop, rap, dance tracks. I assume 3 of them are going to be slightly more experimental or offbeat ones where like it's more disco, it's more Afrobeat, it's more whatever. And then there's going to be 1 to 2 songs that are either trying to be a ballad that she never performs live or like a fan song. And that's not totally wrong, but so many of these are, I mean, there's twice as many songs on this album as there should be, first of all. But then there's a lot more vocal songs than you would expect. Even on songs where she's rapping, she'll sing the chorus and it doesn't sound good, like that song Thunder. I don't know. It's crazy. And then you have Moonlit Flora Kiss Me.
Oh, no. That
doing
song
a cover of one of the better, like, little love songs from, I don't even know what year, but by Sixpence None the Richer. Fucking, like, The Fray and, like, like, every kind of, corny mom rock band has done a cover of this that is good. Why on God's green earth are you doing this obnoxious fucking Doja Cat Paint the Town Red cover of Moonlit Floor? It's so bad. It's so bad. And you
It's
can't sing
bad.
either. No part of it is good or should exist.
So
Can't wait to talk about Jenny next month.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We are not talking about Jisoo or Rose because they're both too
No.
boring to have a mention.
Unfortunately for them, yes.
I mean, I will say, I believe Apata is musical terrorism and I need to stop hearing it. You had a very notable point when we heard it from like a TikTok or something a few months ago that I have not stopped thinking about, which is only toddlers should be allowed to sing Apata. And I agree 1,000,000%.
Yeah, that's baby music in this, not in the sense that like, oh, it's a fun little bubbly song. It's baby
Coco
music
Melon.
in this sense. It's Coco Melon. It's
It's a
simply
Coco
to
Melon
stimulate
song.
a brain that is still in development.
Yeah, so the rest, that's all I have to say. The rest of Rosie's album is boring. Jisoo's album is boring. Shocker, it's Jisoo. Come on.
Shocker is Jisoo. Unfortunately, she will not make good music because it's Jisoo.
Yeah, it's inoffensive, pretty music. Like a Jisoo. Good for her.
Good for her. She will succeed in Korea without a doubt all the time.
God bless.
Sometimes you gotta aim a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
But that is 2025 as of February 28th in K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything non-K-pop that you want to discuss?
Not really. I feel like we're at an okay amount of time. However, we could just throw this on the end for fun because I was listening to this in the car. Listen to Muna's self-titled album, M-U-N-A, if you haven't already. I think I've said this before. I don't give a fuck. I love Muna. They make such good fucking music. They make alt-pop music about, oftentimes, lesbian activities. So, listen
There
to
you
them.
go. And that's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and of course, listen to Deborah Cox, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here dance mix, of course.
And of course,
You should always be
that's
listening. I shouldn't have had to tell you that. That's one of the greatest disco house songs ever made.
you should have
Don't at
already
me.
known. When
You
it's
should have already known
12,
that.
when it's 12:30, I realize I've still got 3 hours of work. I say, let me open my windows. Let me put that song on. But I've got nothing. Well, if you like cacophony, if you like metal with a mixture of things, I've discovered a new band. They fall into the chaos core genre. It's
Oh.
a Japanese band called Paledusk. I discovered them on an album that came out this month, and I really enjoy their music. I do not think it is the most accessible. I do acknowledge that a lot of their recent stuff that is more of the chaos core is hard to listen to, but I enjoy it. But sometimes I do require a bit more stimulation
Right.
than what is maybe the norm. But if you also do, Pale Dusk, very good band. I don't have a specific album because I've just been kind of listening as I go. So just the band in general.
All right.
And that is an episode of Chaos.
Woo!
Lotus, if anyone wants to find you, where do you be?
I am at Lotus Loves Lotus on Blue Sky, Twitch, and YouTube. Very inactive, but we'll see. And then also you can find us both, as well as Azalea, on the Pressed Petals Discord, which you can get access to through the Patreon, patreon.com/Pressed Petals. Not necessary. We be working. We do this for fun. But hey,
But hey,
if you
it's
want to
there.
support us, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Danny?
You can find me, Dani Lavangela, pretty much anywhere. Sometimes I'm active. It depends on the day. And on Discord specifically, me and Azalea do run a book club that was very successful in January. We read a horrible book in February, but we have our March book out, and I think it'll be better. So if you want to talk about books, we have a little book club going. And that's it for me.
Well, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.